Hi friends! I wanted to make hopefully a quick video with you where it's a complete craft with me. I have not made a card yet to go off of. I just have some ideas. So I wanted to use the August stamp of the month, which is Teach, Love, and Inspire. And as you can see, it's kind of a teacher theme, but it doesn't have to be a teacher card or page or anything like that. So let me show you. I was inspired by this layout here on the Close My Heart blog. The torn paper, the image across the center here, more torn paper and stuff. And so I thought that I would grab my big old book of scraps, which is changing. I'm not actually going to keep it in a book anymore, but if you need an idea, here is an idea for you. This is just an 8.5 by 11, and I just have each color has, and I don't have all of the colors in here, but each color has its own page protector, and you can see all sorts of lovely black cat hair in here. As you can see, I use this color a lot. This is lagoons. Some of these colors are retired. Most of them are not labeled, but that's okay. We're just going to grab some stuff out of here that goes well together, and we're just going to use scraps to put this together. So let me move this out of the way. So I'm going to go ahead and use this stamp set. At least that's my goal. And I have some Slimline cards. I actually have 2 envelopes, 2 bases. I have 4 inserts. I have these pre-cut so they're ready to go. So the cards are 3.5 by 8.5. The inserts are 3.25 by 8.25. I have 4 so that I can use them on the insides, but I could also use it on the outside if I needed or wanted something to kind of give me a size reference, or if I screwed up on something. And then I have 2 pieces. They were scrap this way, but it looks like they are approximately 2.25 by 3.5. I did cut them at 3.5, but other than that, they were scraps. So let's see what we can come up with. This, of course, you can do with any color. They used, let's see, peach and sage, it looked like. So let's see if we have any of that in here. I think we do. That's mint. Here, we have, this is my sage. I don't think that's going to be enough. Let's see. But I do have a few more scraps in here, and this is what I have my paper in, and I'm going to be taking these out and putting them in. Some of them I'll just take the scraps out and put them in. Others I'll take the whole page protector and put them in my sleeve here. Alright, so let's go ahead and grab this out. And let's see. Not sure if that is ballerina, but here is peach. I'm certain of it. Mostly certain. And because we're just doing scraps, we don't need a whole lot. Right? So close that, move that out of the way. So I need to decide if I want it to be a full 3.5 width, or if I want that white space. You know, I don't think I want that white space. So let's go ahead and cut this down to 3.5. Fantastic. And I am going to go ahead and use the dark side, which I don't normally do. Now, when you want to tear and you want the white to show, the part that it's going to show on needs to stay put, and you need to pull towards you. Okay. Like that. So the part that I pulled off does not have the white showing on the dark side, which is what we're using, but it does have it showing on the light side. So, you know, if you wanted, you could tear these in larger pieces, and you could have kind of a 2-for-1 if you don't kind of tear it off like I did that first one. And then you could use that piece as a secondary piece. Fabulous. Perfect. Now our sage. Well, let's go ahead and use this piece. I'll go ahead and put these back in here. Let's go ahead and put these back in here. All right, so this one, I'm going to go ahead and just tear it to be a little bit too long. I'm going to tear 2 pieces. And then I'm going to stick with the dark side and just tear towards me. And again, if you wanted to use slightly larger pieces, or even just tear this one in half instead of just at the edge, you could have a larger usable piece. So if I'll do this one a little bit closer to half. So then you have a dark side and a light side that you could use. Just like that. Okay. Move that off to the side, and then this will be like this. Okay. I can do this. I did cut the white to size because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. But I could easily put another frame or even a whole nother layer on there. So let's pull in another layer. And this would be the perfect place to use the For the Love of Color. This is Smoothie. That could work. Actually, I think I'm going to go for New England Ivy because A, I have a lot of it. B, I think I want to go for a darker green. As you can maybe see, I have a boatload of it. Okay, so, and this one, Actually, let's go this way. I am still going to use the dark side, but this way makes it slightly easier to get 2 out of 1. That's a little bit large on the white side for me, so I'm just going to come in here and kind of make this a little bit smaller. And this tears fairly easily, and it tears not necessarily right against the line, but pretty close. So you still have that white edge, but you can still get rid of a lot of that white. I like that. Okay, so before we continue, let's do our stamping. So we simply couldn't do it without you. Let's see. I like that idea. But I also think we need something. We could do a stack of books and make it continuous. Maybe put this in the middle. And the other thing is we can do with this way. We can make our card horizontal instead of vertical. Let's use the coffee, right? It would not be a Michelle card if it didn't have coffee. I'm going to bring in my little mini Misty here. And because this has little pieces that we want to color, I'm going to go ahead and use some intense black. So I am just seasoning this with the back of my hand, removing the leftover stuff from the production process. Make sure that is in the corner. And you will see me do that many times, making sure that is in the corner. Okay. We will stamp again. Again, making sure that is in the corner. Very nice. All right. And I do want to stamp another cup. this is not wet, so it's not going to work its best. I can wipe off some of that ink. Apparently not nearly enough of that ink. Okay. Well, let's see. Let's use this little guy here. Trying to not let it move so it doesn't accidentally transfer any ink where we don't want it, because you see it has a shadow. And that will work just fine. I don't have my heat gun plugged in, so I can't dry it any faster. So while that's drying, let's put together our card. Okay, make sure our card is going the correct way. Use my liquid glass. And then I'm just going to kind of center-ish this, left to right. Use my bone folder to spread out that glue. My little black cat loves to sleep on my craft desk, and so he leaves his little hair everywhere. Okay, so for the next pieces, I'm actually going to line them up and glue them this way first, and then I can attach them. And I want as much of the sage as I can have on here. Alright, let those dry. And then I'm going to come in with this guy. And I'm going to kind of rough up my cut edges, my torn edges rather. And I could have done this before I glued it down, and it might have been a little bit easier. I don't know about you, but I don't tend to do things necessarily the easiest way the first time around. I'm great at finding an easier way and showing you guys the easier way. Alright, so let's do some of this roughing up on here first. So I'm just going to take my bone folder and just go along the edge. I'm not going to be super nice about it because we want this to be kind of beat up and torn looking, right? So this one I had to glue super close, so I'm not sure how much I can get this one roughed up. And I do just use the tools at hand, whether it be my fingernails or other tools. And again, if it looks beat up and tears a little bit, that's okay. I am sure that you can hear lots going on in the background, and I apologize for that, but that is the way things are sometimes. There's not a whole lot I can do about that. Okay, those are roughed up. Let's add just a little bit of color on here. The easiest way to do that is going to be with some markers. I did not plan this part ahead, so I do apologize. There we go. Okay, so let's see here. Let's go ahead and do our green first. Let's do medium. Let's see how that looks. I think that looks pretty good. And there should be just super quick coloring. Right, our pieces are not very big. And you can use markers, you can use pencil, you can use whatever you would like. I didn't pull out a bunch of markers to use all of them necessarily. I just wanted them handy to kind of be able to do what we wanted. Okay, so I pulled out the blues because I'm partial to the blues, but we don't have any blues on our card. So our coral marker, it's a bit bright. I like that one, so we're going to go ahead and use the medium, and we're just going to go ahead and color in our flower. Right, super quick, super easy. And we just need dots essentially for our flowers down here. Although you do actually have to touch the paper with the dots for it to be effective. I think I am going to bring in some of this vintage blue. I'm going to use light, and I'm just going to do these little dotty things. They're probably supposed to be a berry or a tiny flower. Missed some green right there. And then I did grab the brown gray blend. I'm just going to use the light one. And this one's, I did not want that one. I wanted the lighter one. No. Oh, because I'm coloring with the dark end instead of the light end. That's okay. Done coloring. 4 markers, no blending, no purposeful blending. Alright, and then we're just going to double check we like where everything is. Alright, let's mark our halfway spot. So 8.5, so we need 4 1/4, and I'm just going to mark right there. And yes, I used a pen. That's okay, because we're going to cover it up. We just need to know where we need our cups to sit so we can see kind of where we want our papers to be. And then what we can do is move this, bring our marking utensil back in, and just kind of mark like that, mark like that, right? Because then we're going to grab our glue, and we're going to end up having too much on here because we did not cut off our piece. Ooh, make it go the right way. There we go. Doesn't have to be perfect. This one's a little bit more straightforward. We do need to make sure that we have our sage all the way on here and not torn at the bottom. Right? and just trim off these pieces. Careful not to trim your card base. Especially the side that it folds on. And then we can add our sentiment on here. If you would like, you could pop it up. I think I'm just going to glue it straight down because that way I don't have to worry about anything showing inadvertently. Give it a rub on the inside just to be safe. And then kind of rough up the outside again. Right? I like how this looks. Hopefully you guys do too. And then, let's see. Now, if we wanted to, we could use these pieces on the inside. Maybe kind of in reverse, sort of. I actually kind of like that idea. All right, let's see if I can make that work. Let's stamp first, make sure we can get that nice and straight. And let's just go with thank you. Right? Super simple. Grab our little stamp mat from the Misty. We can use our little scrap piece over here to make sure we have it working well enough. Voila. Okay, so let's glue these on. And I'm just going to do the two, the sage and the pink. And these are going to be the light sides. And we don't necessarily have to rough these ones up. Right? Because they're going to be inside the card, and we do want the card to close. Let's move this down just a little bit more. Maybe that. I think that was just a smidge too much. All right, let's add some more glue. Okay, there's that side. Let's do the other side. So this one I'm going to have to glue it up a little bit higher. The first side I just lined up with the edge. I'm not going to be able to do that on this one, but And this one I did manage. I did end up tearing. Actually, let's put that other piece on first. So this has a little tail that goes underneath. You see the white there. So and it overlaps right there, and I'm okay with that. See, now we cover up that little tail. And this side's a little bit closer than the other side. That's okay. They're torn. They're supposed to look messy, right? Okay. I'm going to trim this off just a little bit. Okay, so because this is going to be written on, I'm just going to go around the outside edge. I'm not going to put any liquid glue in the center. That way there are not any accidental lumps or bumps that people are going to have to write over top of. And normally with flattening it like I do with the bone folder, there's not that problem. But just to be safe. And there we have our finished card. Super fun. Show you some of that detail up close. So that is our Slimline card made with our stamp of the month, Teach, Love, Inspire. And ready to go for any reason. You don't have to use this for a teacher. You could use this for a coworker, daycare, all sorts of things. So, and with it being a Slimline, this we means you could have many people sign it and have plenty of room. So, thank you guys so much. I hope you like this. Let me know what you think, and if you decide to make this with a different color or stamp set, or even the same color, same stamp set, let me know. I can't wait to see it. Thanks so much. Bye.